Alright, I think we ride. You'll never guess who I'm gonna say hello to. It might be the gamers, you might have guessed. Even though I said you'll never guess, which was a fragrant lie. It's more hello to me right now, obviously. Because we don't start at the same time every single day. In fact, sometimes we don't even start at all. I missed 2 streams last month. Last week. Out of 3. You know what it's like living with a 33% success rate? It was pretty good. Kind of based, even. I'm gonna try to keep it slower today. Whenever I'm, like, trying to think too quickly on the amount of words that I want to say, I'm just gonna take, like, a minute and just, like, not say any words. Read the chat, try and figure out what do I want to say, you motherfucker, Lakitu. I'm gonna skin you alive. I'm gonna put you in the next ISIS video, and we get the video demonetized immediately. Also, yes, I am Leon Massive, and this is Super Mario. You need to have a super posture check right now. I'm posture checking myself, and let me tell you, it's absolutely abysmal. I made my, so I started playing Dragon's Dogma 2. I got it for free. Thank you very much, Capcom. I started playing Dragon's Dogma 2, and I made the absolute wise guy decision to make my main character a hobbled over, extremely poor posture little gremlin man. And it made me realize something about my own posture, in that, like, even though I'm not exactly, like, running up hills to fight ogres in the same way that my character is, I'm definitely, like, damaging myself in a very similar way. I just ended the run, didn't I? I meant to... Well, that's fine. I meant to erase that split, and somehow managed to hit the key that is on the direct opposite side of the keyboard. Oh well. You're standing up. Are you at work? You have a real job? It kind of sucks. There's nowhere near me that's just doing part-time work. Everywhere that I'm, like, looking at, because I'm once again huffing the copium that is... No, I would like a job again, but I'm huffing the copium that is making me look at, like, job offerings near me. And everything is full-time. And I'm like, I'm just looking for, like, 15 hours a week. I'm looking for some little baby jobs where what I do is, you know, I go around and I talk to 100 people while I clean the same toilet for 5 hours, 3 days a week. That would be sick. It wouldn't be an ideal job, because I don't think there's any ideal job. You know, I don't dream of labor. I instead dream of waking up and jorking my shit 3 times in a row. Ooh, love a Lakitu skip. But I think that something that would be one mundane, repetitive task for a long enough time that I get sick of it, but not so long that I contemplate my own existence, that would be ideal occupation territory. Also, posture check yourself again. I just realized that I had my shoulders in a slump and my neck in a crane. They call me a heron. The game is riddle. Am I a heron, a giraffe, or top fragging in Valorant? Who knows? The real part of the riddle there is that they're all the same. I need to figure out, because you do Womp's, like, introductory movement, like, 7 times. Well, no, not 7 times. It would have been 5 times. But I need to, like, figure out the beginning of Womp's. It's not complicated, but I'm not doing it right every single time. I think I fucked it. I haven't. I'm the best. Get me up there. We love that. Oh my... No. Oh, that's a new one. It's fine, it's fine. It's the first run of the day. Or at least it's the first run of the day on stream. I may or may not have been playing Mario 64 today when I should have really been working. But also, I mean, you know, I'm the one that makes the YouTube video. So long as the video gets done when I want it to be done, there's no harm. Actually, that's kind of not a good mentality to have. Recently, I came into the knowledge that I am in I'm in a prison of my own creation. In that every single day I wake up, I go, what if I played one run of, like, Balatro or Mario 64 or something else, and then I started doing my day's work. And I'm secretly, like, I think I'm trapping myself in a bad habit where every single day has to start with playing a video game, and then I don't realize that the day never really begins, because I'm starting the day with a video game, going, ooh, that was fun, looking at a Google Doc and going, but I could always go for one more. Or the even worse trap of, you know, I've played one run of Mario 64, but where's the harm in playing just a half hour of Dragon's Dogma? Which becomes, where's the harm in playing just 30 minutes of Guilty Gear by myself? Doing Marvel combos in the training room, huffing the copium of, it's for a video, it's for a video. And it never will be. I had to uninstall Balatro, that game was ruining my life. I did that with Rocket League recently. I do that with games at least, I don't know, twice a month. Do you remember back in, maybe this is like actually still an ongoing discussion, but I remember it being a prevalent discussion in 2013 to 2012. Do you remember the discussion around, like, if video games are addictive? And everybody just kind of goes, no, 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 they can't be addictive because, like, I'm not injecting myself with anything. So, there's no chance. There's no chance that my brain is getting rewired. Even though the only porn that you can jerk off to is now Overwatch porn. There's no chance that Overwatch is, like, ruining my life. I'm starting to come around to maybe they were right. Maybe I am just like I'm the Matrix equivalent of like a meth head. I'm addicted to looking at Mario go very quick. And then I turn off Mario going very fast and I go, what about that one picture of Mario spreading his bunghole? And then I seem to repeat a cycle of existing within a virtual world, not in a way that crypto bros think is based, where I'm making friendships with, of course, the crypto bro asterisk of they're only my friends because they want to sell me an NFT later. But instead, I'm living in a digital world of my own creation. I'm going very fast, and sometimes the green square becomes a light green square, and I get very upset when the green square becomes a blue square. That one's for all the Guilty Gear heads in the chat, which I would imagine is most of them, actually. I was gonna say none of them, which just isn't true. I play that game, Smile. That's a thing that you recognize, viewer, Smile. Okay, I need to ask a question. There is a chat message that I cannot decipher. I bought a Huate 42 M16, and Ryu is unironically just super fun on it. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that you are talking about Power Rangers? Either that or it's some fight stick that I am unaware of. You motherfucker. I don't know why I'm saying you motherfucker at a wall. I haven't had like a single bev today, and yet that's the rhetoric of like someone in Birmingham who's 20 beers in. I'm saying that as a Geef player? I might just ban you for that alone. What the hell? Geef player in my chat? You have no respect for the love of the game? The love of the game, of course, being Shoto dittos the whole time. Mirrors. I'm still in melee mode, where everything is like a ditto. Casuals are called friendlies. Like, I'm still in that mode since Arcadia. I'll snap out of it eventually. Don't worry. I would never will. I still call casuals friendlies. I think friendlies are, generally speaking, I don't care if something is like, oh, that's a little bit cringe, you know? Oh, smashers, smelly smashers, like, you can make the smelly smasher comment all day. I really could not give a shit. But friendlies being called friendlies and not casuals, something about that strikes a portion of my brain that shares the same level of embarrassment as when you're in high school and you drop food on the floor and nobody else has really noticed, but you're welling up in tears and that's making you panic because you really wanted that cherry bakewell. Maybe this is trauma posting, except it's not really trauma. Maybe this is like trauma gentrification to say that you cried over a cherry bakewell that you dropped. Why does your camera look like you're underwater? I'm just really excited for Dire Docs. And so that's where we are. That's also not a green split, actually. No, go backwards. Ugh, I'm trying to fuck around with the splits as I'm playing. Language is malleable, but I did go, huh? However many years ago I found out that that's what the Smash scene says. It's true. I still think that, like, every once in a while, I still think about the concept of, like, guessies, as opposed to calling it mix-ups. And I do get a little bit, like... You know how, like, as an English person, you should have a sense of shame, you know? Your country has done horrible things to the world. Your culture is simultaneously a little bit funny, but also you look at a menu, you look at all the curries and interesting flavors, and instead you decide to point and pog at the picture of, like, egg and chips. And so you should have, like, a little bit of English guilt, almost. I have, like, a little bit of Smasher's guilt, is, like, the only way that I can really describe it. Every time I'm, like, thinking about matchups, well, not really matchups, but where I'm thinking about, like, where my fighting game origin story comes from, Smash is such a big part of it that is so completely disconnected from other fighting games that I feel like I'm kind of, like, taking up space that I don't, fucking belong in. When people are like, oh, Leon, the Guilty Gear guy, and it's like, I can't even get out of green square, bro. Like, I'm not the Guilty Gear guy. I might deny it, but I am the Smash guy. In my soul of souls. I'm yet another Smasher that thinks they know what they're talking about when they come to fighting games. In the same way that you have an English person that talks about European politics as though they know what they're talking about. And for that, there should be not only a level of shame, but also a level of acknowledgement that maybe I'm not the right person to be listening to. And so every single time I, like, go to upload a video about fighting games, there's like a little person inside of me that is going... There's two. There's a little person inside of me going, you shouldn't be even discussing fighting games as though you know what you're talking about. And then I've got another person inside of me that's going, your fighting game knowledge is much higher than all other fighting game players because you played Melee. And it's like, what the fuck? Which I don't think is a sign of anything outside of the fact that I need to see a therapist. But, you know, I gotta fill an hour of talking time. This is the kind of garbage that you get. I don't know. Yappadoodle-doo. It's true. It's because I can't, like, look over at chat and, like, figure out what chat wants me to talk about, because I'm like, oh fuck, I've got to do dire docs and swim in a direction that's good. Also, why am I underwater? What the hell? Oh, sex kicks? Oh yeah, okay. Let me be completely honest. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say sex kick. Nobody... This is like a piece of Smash, like, I don't know, conversation that just doesn't happen. Nobody calls it a sex kick. They call it Mario Nair, and that's it. I don't know where sex kick managed to, like, be a phrase that is on a wiki when nobody has ever spoken it in the real world. I love calling them sex kicks. No, you don't. You're not a real person. You are ChatGPT in my Twitch chat right now. I've asked you bring me up a list of the most heinous Smash wordage, and you're bringing up sex kicks like it's a real thing that people say. And if you were a real human being, then you would know that that shit don't make no sense. I missed, didn't I? Okay, I didn't miss. Oh! Back to guessies. Okay, yeah. Guessies isn't a thing that anyone actually says. It's just that if you look at the other Smash terminology, it almost makes sense. When Melee is concerned, a broad knowledge base brings stuff to the table, even if you don't have 300k hours in insert niche fighter here to fully appreciate every last aspect of every interaction. This is true, but also nobody is saying sex kick during those 300k hours. And so, once again, the streamer is right, you're wrong, and I'm timing you out for it. I'm not. I'm definitely not. I can't even split correctly. You really think that I can time you out? Oh my good god. Leon, just do the BLJ. Nope, not again. Okay, that's fine. I love the term glint. It sounds so nice. No. I hate the term glint because it's something that no player should even be thinking about. Melee is one of those fighting games that has... It's gone too far. The love of the game has become too prevalent to the point where everyone wants to be, like, perfect at it. And so, realistically, we shouldn't even know that you can get back onto the stage and have a couple of frames of invincibility. We shouldn't even know the frame data. And yet here we are, making up terms for 1 frame moves, going, this is the future that we want. When in reality, it's not the future that we want. Really, we want to all be putting side bets on... Nope, that's not what I'm going for. We all want to be putting side bets on... Oh my god, on pools matches. Everyone wants to be playing like it's 2008, and Mango is still the best player. That's what we all want. And yet we have productivity'd ourselves into a hole where we're all thinking about, how can I get the frame advantage here? How do I SDI this to get out of the situation? I don't know, brother. Just think about it a little harder. Don't actually study the game. Are you crazy? You're on a fast path to misery. Oh my god. What am I doing? This is fine. It's the first run of the day. I've already skipped a million bits. It's fine. This says so much about society. This says fuck all about society. The only thing... Okay, you want me to actually speak on society? That's not what you said. This is a tangent. I am taking the information that you've given me and making shit up. The one part of society that is like... Oh, this says so much about society. This doesn't make any sense. Forget about the setup and just focus on like just focus on the frame advantage. We, as gamers, as lonely gamers, as people on the path to inceldom, oh my god, are destined to make Mario go very fast, and yet we are cursed to make him go very slow. As people that are like gamers, and so chances are we probably don't have like the most interesting set of hobbies. It's all done to ourselves. We live in a prison of our own creation. And while in your mind you're going, well, that sucks. No, no, no. You lowly viewer and me lowly rethinking about this same situation at 2 in the morning after having played an hour of Tekken 8 and making myself, like, absolutely miserable. Because we're in a prison of our own creation, we're actually in the based timeline. If you really want to stop being unproductive and stop, like, procrastinating, you just kind of can. You just kind of need to put the toys away at your own discretion. Or at least I do, at the very least. When I'm sat there and I'm like, oh fuck, I did like nothing today, I got no work done, I only have myself to blame for it. But the beautiful fact about that is that I'm also the person that is responsible for making sure that tomorrow I don't do it again. My prison isn't made by somebody else, it's made by myself. And that means that tomorrow, if I don't want to be in a prison, I just have to really not want to be in a prison. And by a prison, I mean, you know, if I really want to load up Da Vinci and actually do some work, I can. We live in a post-Mario society. You can be a plumber and have an apprenticeship. You don't have to go and fight goobers for it. You are going to be fine, provided that you're in that kind of work. I mean, yes. And also, I don't know, like, take for example the fact that I haven't, like, done my driving lesson. There's a lot of people that are like me that are, you know, gamers, that are also going to have not done their driving lessons, and will be thinking, fuck, I need to get my driving lessons done, and will be kind of miserable about it. But also at the same time, you should find some comfort in the fact that it's like, well, if I really want it, why don't I just go and book some lessons? You know? But what am I doing? Oh, blind shot. Call me nade shot the way that I don't know, I don't really know anything about Call of Duty. The point that I'm getting at is, like, there's many things, and this is, like, even the case while I was, like, working at McDonald's. There's many things that, in my life, that I kind of have control of. I just kind of need to realize it every once in a while. That doesn't stop me from being dramatic over procrastinating, that's true. Fuck driving? I kind of agree. I say fuck driving, but also I do want the driver's license, you know? I can't sit here and lie to myself and be like, no, I will just move to a city that has really good public infrastructure. It's like, no, I want to have the flexibility to live somewhere that is cheap if I really want to. And so if I get the driver's license, I can go, fuck it. I'll drive somewhere instead of having to like limit myself to living in like Manchester or Birmingham or London, you know? Like, okay, let me bring this back to something completely different. I want to learn a different language. I want to learn French. Well, yeah, I actually probably do want to learn French, because it's an applicable European language that I would actually end up using, etc., etc. I think there's been a long portion in my life where I will look at that situation and go, that's unachievable, because, you know, I did really poorly in school, I have a low attention span, etc., etc., and there are days where I'll push it into the realm of not being possible. I put it inside the prison. And because it's in the prison, my brain goes, it's inaccessible. That's something you can't do. When in reality, if I really wanted to, I could take it out of the prison. It might take a long time. I might not necessarily be good at it. In fact, I know that I probably won't be, considering how much I struggle to read English. But if I really want to, I have to make concessions, but I could learn how to speak French. I could achieve that goal if I really want to. I just need to take it out of my own little prison. Why did you call me a gooner for liking Elden Ring last stream? That wasn't very nice. 1, I don't remember that, and 2, I was right. Damn, he's good. Leon, have you practiced this game recently? This is like my... I wouldn't say that I've practiced it, let's be honest here. I haven't loaded up the practice ROM. But this has become my turn my brain off video game. Like, I will load this up. I will also play... I'll also, like, listen to the yard on the side. I am a 17-year-old trapped in a 28-year-old man's body. 27-year-old man's body, whatever the fuck, I don't care. 26-year-old man's body. I fucking birthday's on like Saturday. But I'll load up a podcast and I'll play this and then do the exact same shit over and over again. And go, this is the life. If I was a millionaire, would anything really change? Because I'd still be playing Mario 64. I'd still be listening to the yard. I reckon if I had like, okay, let me kill Womp first. I reckon if I had, like, £1 million, not a lot would change in my life. I think I do kind of, like... I think I just like video games, and I just like, you know, sitting and laying in bed, and then making funny videos. Like, I would definitely... If I was, like, rich, I'd still just be, like, making videos and shit. I'd still just be doing dumb shit. Because I'm just doing it all for the love of the game. You could make your own game. I don't think I would make my own game. Like, realistically, I've been down the I should be a game dev route so many times that I need to just acknowledge at this point, it's like, it's not that you don't have what it takes, you don't enjoy the process. If you really enjoyed the process, I'd probably already have made, like, a couple of little games. As opposed to what I'm currently doing with game dev, which is once every 6 months going, yeah, this time I'm actually gonna commit to learning Godot or Unity, and then I never do. I can't enjoy game dev using a ready-made engine. I only enjoy the process of building from scratch. I think that might actually be, like, a part of my problem the first couple of times that I tried to learn game dev stuff. Is like, I'm just one guy. I can't make everything from scratch if I really want to. I'm just one dude. Just use the weird little preset things that they have and make a fun level. It doesn't have to be your entire knowledge set put into one little application that's running on your magic rocks. But for some reason, there's a part of my ego that just wouldn't let me use already created collision functions. It's like, no, it needs to be my own collision. Like, no, just fucking, you don't know math. Just fucking use the inbuilt collision function and just be done with it. I have a knock at the door, but I can't actually answer it. That sucks. Unless it's my parents, in which case I guess I have to. I think I might have to be right back. Yeah, I have to be right back. Those dogs are not. 1 second, I will be right back. So it turns out I don't have as much time as I thought I did. I could do like one more run. But I really thought that I had time to like do like 3 or 4, but that was a lie, apparently. He's running out of time. I am. The cancer in my brain that is making me bald is eating me alive. All code is copied at the end of the day. Oh my god. I mean, it's true, but let's not think about the implications of that too much. The idea that we're gonna all have the exact same security flaws, that's a shame. I liked your content. I'm sorry that's happening. It's not happening yet. I'm sure that one day, like, let's be honest, life expectancy at this point is high enough that we will probably all, as individuals, hit lucky to skip in our lifetime. We'll probably all get, like, cancer in our lifetime somewhere. I would imagine mine's probably going to be prostate cancer. Anyone taking bets on what cancer they're getting? That's awesome to think about. Thanks, man. I mean, it's not happening right now, is it? I heard that people in their 30s now have the highest cancer rates in history. Okay, well, I know that I'm, like, intentionally bringing the vibes down for the bit because, I don't know, I get a kick out of, like, providing people with an existential dread when they weren't expecting it. Or like a fear of mortality. That's not really existential dread. I know that I was already like shooting the gun, but I'm getting mad at you for loading in the bullets. You know, let's keep it civilized. And instead, how about you like fire back in the chat with like, you ever look at a football game? You know, okay, I don't know how many other people are looking at this actually. Maybe this is just a me thing. But you ever, like, go downstairs, turn on the telly, fucking the footy's on, or, like, baseball or American football. I don't give a shit what your country's sport of choice is, but, you know, your sport of choice. You ever look at the telly, and there's some guy playing on the TV, and he's, like, 18 to 21. You're sat there, mid-20s at this point, realizing, damn, I'm never gonna get that opportunity ever again. That opportunity is just gone. I didn't even, like, try. Do you imagine your life if you had just tried to play football for a little bit of time? And you get absolutely miserable about it. Like, your brain, like, starts running circles. It's like, I'm running out of time for everything. You wanna know what's fucking crazier? You never would have made it. You should be happy that you live in the timeline where you made the choices that you currently have. Because statistically speaking, you weren't gonna make it. Find the joy in the life that you lead today, not the life that you wish you had led, because chances are you probably would have felt like even more misery in the life that you would have led. You're here today doing the things that you're doing now because you're just like, well, you know, I'd rather do X than Y. And that's not a bad thing. That's just like being a human. Also, why did I like zip down there? Huh? Why did I zip on Womps? Did anyone else just see that? Am I cracked? Am I what? So I didn't try and life is still shit anyway? Your life is probably good in ways that you just aren't seeing right now, you know? You'll look back on this time in a couple of years' time, when you're like, you know, 10 years older, and you'll remember it fondly. And you know what? You'll be in whatever timeline you're in 10 years' time, and you'll have regrets, and you'll think like, oh, fucking life would have been so much better if I just did X and Y. But they say the grass is greener on the other side for a reason. Your brain plays tricks on you. Your brain makes you miserable in the current moment and makes you long for a time that never really existed. And you could see that as a negative, or you could see that as the, you know, reality that it is, touch on that, and then go to your therapist and go, I had a bad day today, but tomorrow might be better. And at the end of the day, I'm glad for yesterday. So, who's really living life the best that they could? The answer is you. And some days it will get better, some days it will get worse. But you know what? As long as you're there to experience it, there's value in all of them. The shit that you say when the split's green. Focus on the run? Fuck no. I didn't turn on the stream to not be in my yapping era. I don't come here to watch games done well. I come here for Doomer ASMR. Okay, well... that makes me more concerned about what I'm saying rather than more than anything. Because it's like, oh, I'm kind of happy every day. Well, not happy every day. You know, it hits 2 a.m. and my brain plays tricks on me. But, you know, I can acknowledge that my brains are playing tricks on me. And as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty good. Like, you're never going to escape some aspect of interpersonal crisis. If you can wake up the next day and go like, well, that was a little stupid. On to the next one. I don't know, I think you're doing pretty good. I'm no longer, like, aiming for... oh my fucking god. Like, happy wife, happy life. I'm just trying to, like, be like, well, so long as I can have my existential crisis at night and wake up and go, I want to get out of bed now, I must be doing something right. It's the moment that I can't get out of bed, and, you know, after like 2 hours of going, oh, I don't want to get out of bed because cold. If I can't do that, then something's gone wrong. But if I can, I'm kind of chilling. Beast shit, man. Huge save. You really want to get off of this existential interpersonal crisis shit, don't you? Okay, huge miss as well. I keep missing the skip. Type A chatter. I mean, to be fair, there hasn't been many reasons to be a Type B chatter lately. I was saying this to some of my mates. It's like, I feel an urge, or maybe like a need. Maybe it's not an urge. Because an urge implies like I want to do something in the spur of the moment. But this is more like long term. I feel like a need for a major life change recently. And so I haven't... and I think that being on stream and not really having like banter is been the sign to myself that I haven't had major things happen in my life, you know? Start drinking, okay. I don't know about that. Have a kid. That's pretty hard. There's a couple of barriers in the way between me and having a child. Big one being that you need to have, like, another person involved to do that. And let's be honest, like, I live in fucking middle-aged town. There's nobody... well, there's not nobody in, like, the age range around me that I'd be interested in dating. But there's very few. Grow your hair out. Oh, boy. Marry a mate and adopt. Simple as. A lot of my mates have moved out. I think the major life change that or, like, life experience, rather, that I'm looking at is... and this is kind of why I brought it up earlier. It's like, it's probably going to be, like, learning to drive. I think... that's what I'm gonna do for my birthday. It's like I'm just gonna book like a bunch of lessons. I've gotten to the point where for my birthday, it's like, you know, 1, I'm not excited for it, and 2, I don't really want anything. Not because I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. Not because of some... oh my Jesus, I'm so far back. I forgot. I can't even remember what I was saying. Fucking hitting the save and quit has frazzled my brain so hard. It's a good life skill to have even if you don't have a car. That's what I'm saying. There was somebody in chat earlier, and you're probably still in chat, so this isn't me, like, trying to shoot shots at you. It's just, like, I disagree with you. There was somebody in chat that was just like, why? Like, you don't... like, having a car is stupid. Fuck cars, etc., etc. But it's like, you know, it's not about having the car. I've gone into the wrong place as well. Let's do another run. I have time for one more run, I think. But having the ability to drive, it's just like, it just opens up a lot of opportunity. Like if I want to, let's say right now, I want to move to Bristol. Because that's the place I've most recently been to. And so my brain is going, ooh, Bristol was really nice. It was a lot better than Milton Keynes. But let's say that I want to move to Bristol. There's a lot of jobs that I could get in Bristol that wouldn't require me to have a car. But if I have the ability to drive, I can, like, open up double the amount of jobs that I could get. And so even though I don't necessarily want to drive, it isn't a skill that I am, like, joyous to be learning. It's just useful. And you can relate to other people as well. The moment that it's like, okay, I didn't go to university. And so one of the things that I'm, like, actually quite insecure about is the fact that I haven't had the same life experience as other people. But if I learn to drive, even if I don't drive, even if I just know how to drive, I can level myself off with other people around me in that we have mutual life experiences that we can, you know, use to relate to one another, even if we don't necessarily like the same hobbies. You want to know the reason that, like, and this isn't necessarily the case for you, don't reflect this onto yourself, but the reason that a lot of my friends are Smash players and people that make YouTube videos for a living is because outside of that, it's like I kind of lack, like, a lot of life experiences that connect me to other people. And I'm not saying that as, like, a doomer either. I'm saying that as, like, that's something that I can work on and just go, you know, okay, well, what can relate me to other people, you know? Don't worry, I cannot relate at all. That's based. And if I learn how to drive, then that connects me to other people. Even if not in, like, a transport sense, in like a life experience sense. I think that's sick with it. And so that's why I'm gonna learn to drive. But content creation is a godly job. No, you don't realize it's not a good job if you want to have normal friends. Like, if you want to have friends that are a bit more on, like, the grounded side, you know, the kind of people that aren't engaged in Twitter every single day and aren't going to start an argument with you because you like a different video game to them, then content creation is not, like, a godly job, because you meet a lot of people that are very strongly opinionated and think that they are always right. Including me. Like, I think I'm always right, because I've been so cooked from the internet that I'm like, everyone else around me hates me, and I'm wrong, and they're wrong. Fuck them all. If I had a normal job, I would be a lot more level-headed. Because when I had a normal job, I was a lot more level-headed. Now I'm quick to snap at anyone that even says, like, oh, Elden Ring was pretty good. The rot has seeped into my skull and is making me a worse person for it. He's hanging out with lizards only. So true. Me and the cabal of content creators, harvesting adrenochrome from your YouTube short watching experience. I don't know. Content creatures. That's what I'm saying. We do this, and if I get the clip, then we keep going. No, okay, cool. That's fair. All right. I thought that I had more time to stream today, and I don't, and so I'm just going to call it there, because that was miserable. Ah, fuck's sake. Mario's a dickhead. I hate that guy. Elden Ring was pretty good, though. Elden Ring was pretty good. This is the problem. Elden Ring was pretty good. If you're a normal human being, Elden Ring was a good game. If you're like me, and you have rot in your skull, in your fragile little cave that you're using to goon, and only goon, you're lying to other people around you. You're making fun of other people for jerking off to hentai. You're in your own goon cave. Just because your fucking goon cave has different drawings on the wall, you're jerking off to triangles, everyone else is drawing off to rasterized image. Like, it's all goon caves the whole way down. But if you're like me, and you're in your goon cave, then Elden Ring was a terrible video game. It's one of the worst video games you've ever played, and it's like, fucking, it's fine, brother. You need to go out, touch some grass, go and speak to a normal human being that hasn't been on Twitter for, you know, a total of 2 hours interspersed between 5 minutes of playing Valorant, and be a normal fucking human being. Took a call, why are we talking about goon caves? Don't worry. Don't worry. Alright, I'll be back on Friday. Hopefully with a stream that isn't an hour long. Okay. Bye-bye, Explosion.